It's amazing that it was 15 years ago. And there were 5 of us who had, in 95, 96, 97, participated in a national program called Leadership America. It's a women's leadership program. Besides myself, there was Ann Higby, Mimi Audie, Marcy Sonneborn, and Susie Crockett, who was a dean at Syracuse University, and she was the one who convened us up on the hill for a series of conversations as we talked about what a wonderful experience we had had going through Leadership America and how could we bring that to Syracuse for women and girls in our own hometown.
I heard about women's funds being developed all over the United States and with great success, and it was really kismet. It was fate that at the same time a group of women that had participated in Leadership America were coming together in Syracuse to look for something that they could do. And when they realized that there wasn't much money to do anything, they decided what was really necessary was to really start a women's fund endowment. Because of my position at the Community Foundation, which is the community's largest endowment, it was a perfect match for the two of us. And as a woman, it didn't take me long to decide that I wanted to be one of the first ones to put my money into this new endeavor.
We held our first event in Mimi Audie's backyard. And again, we just invited everybody that we could think of who might possibly be interested. It was a sunny afternoon. We each had little speeches that we'd helped each other write, and we got up and we said them, you know, one after the other. And what was wonderful is that we were met with applause and smiles, and women took out their purses and their checkbooks, and before you knew it, we had raised a considerable amount of money. It was just wonderful.
We very deliberately designed this to look for 100 women that would give $1,000 apiece. We were aiming for a nest egg of $100,000. And what was so interesting is that we came up and raised over $170,000 very, very easily.
And so we funded nonprofit groups that had programs that enabled women to develop leadership or entrepreneurship, other kinds of things along those lines. You never know. Small sums of money can leverage big outcomes.
Mercy Works, which is where we host the Passport to Vision program. These are women, young women that have been targeted for high school dropout, maybe teenage pregnancy, HIV, STD. A lot of them are coming out of situations of poverty. So our program is immediately addressing needs, but at a more intimate level.
It helped me grow as a person to learn how to trust in people, learning life skills and taking initiative, and to be a person of great diligent work and working out issues with how to have great friendships and great relationships with parents and mothers and daughters. And it was just a really big eye-opener for me to see other things that other teens are going through and to meet new friends. There was a great night that we all got to spend in a circle with a speaker who was building up exercises for mothers and daughters, and we all sat in a circle, and it became to an emotional experience for all of us girls to express how we felt, but also it gave us a comfort and a place of safety in order to express those feelings. My life would not be the same without these programs, and to hear that these women and the Women's Fund is giving back into our community and funding our programs so we're able to learn these aspects of life and experience these things has been such a meaningful thing to me.
The Women's Fund has been wonderful with funding this program. Without the Women's Fund, we would not have been able to have the program.
What's really great about an endowment is that if you give $50, if you give $500, if you give $5,000, that goes into a permanent pool of money, and the principal never can be spent. So it will be there for decades to come. I see the future of Women's Fund only getting stronger and more significant for Central New York women and girls. I think we are really at the the place where we can build from our current, we're around $700,000. I think we can easily get to $1 million, $2 million within the next decade.
I could have given my $1,000 directly to one person's scholarship, and it would have been a nice thing to do. But by giving to an endowment, which goes on in perpetuity, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
I think anybody that is considering investing in the Women's Fund should go for it.
I will always be involved with the Women's Fund. I made a pledge that I would make a donation for the rest of my life, every year for the rest of my life.